Hey, hey guys, it's Caden, and doing this little life update, as I almost say in like every time I make a video. I haven't done one of these in forever, because I haven't, and it's actually been like a really long time this time. So, just wanted to, sort of like talk about what's going on, and make one of these because I kind of feel bad that I haven't been like talking to people, like letting everybody know what's going on in my life for anybody who cares. So, just sort of, I didn't really think about what I was going to talk about in this, but there's been a whole lot of stuff obviously that's happened since the last video that I made. Pretty sure the last video I made was an ukulele video, so it wasn't even a life update. So, I don't know. Um, so yeah, a whole lot of stuff has been going on in life. And I'll try not to ramble forever and make this too long. It's definitely going to be longer. It's probably going to be like 20 minutes, little mini podcast, me talking to myself. But yeah, first things first, RN. Right now it is Sunday. Um, it's a certain Sunday. Today is the 22nd of March. So, yeah, right now, I'm sure y'all know about all the corona shenanigans, obviously. Everybody does. And so right now I'm currently in quarantine, not because I have corona, but just, because that's what everybody's supposed to be doing, sheltering down. So that's part of the reason why I'm making this. But you'll probably notice my hair is a little bit longer from the last video. I'm slowly but surely growing it out. Still isn't very long at all right now, compared to like, I don't know, what I imagine to be long hair. So there's something random. Um, where to start? Well, school has been going good. Just this is my last day before spring break starts, or before spring break ends, and school starts up again tomorrow. And it's gonna be interesting because with the coronavirus and all, they moved all of my classes online for the rest of the semester. So I'm gonna be home for the rest of the semester, unless like somehow coronavirus just dies off super quickly and all of a sudden it's good again. Then we go back to school. But for now, going to be online for the rest of the semester, which is interesting. So never done online classes before. We're going to see how that goes. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of like video conferences. So there's something there. Another update could be that, so other school stuff that's been going on. These were a decently long time ago, but I've done a few different school related slash career related things. So for one, I went turtle tagging. That was a bit ago, but basically, super cool thing. So what I did is I basically put in an application for it. Only like some people gotta go, and since I'm taking a certain class, it's through a program in my university called the Marine Option Program, and I have a class called the Marine Option Program Seminar, where basically they showcase all the different opportunities that you can partake in or have a chance of partaking in. If you have that class, you immediately get priority for the different opportunities. So one of which was turtle tagging. So put in an application because priority gotta go. And so we went to a beach here called Punalu'u Beach. I know I've made a few vlogs there, maybe just one, two, because when I went on the teen retreat and when I went there with Liam, if you guys watched all the videos. Anyways, so Black Sand Beach here, and there's a population of turtles there, green sea turtles, and they've been doing a data set, basically taking data on those turtles for over 40 years now, with one turtle biologist. His name is George Balaz, and he's just kind of like the expert, everybody's go-to guy for green sea turtles. And he's retired now, but he's still been doing this once a year sort of thing. So it's only once a year sort of thing. But I got accepted and got to go on that. And basically what we would do was we'd be split up into teams. And so then while one team would be out looking for a turtle, so what you would do is once you would find a turtle, you would legitimately, I gotta hold the camera with one hand, but like, actually, do I? That's what knees are for. You would grab the turtle out of the water, like the front and the back of its shell. You'd grab it up out of the water. You'd be in like, water that was only up to your chest, so that way you could grab it up out. And so green sea turtles are actually a threatened species. So you're not usually allowed to touch them at all, but it was for the specific day that we got to work under permits that basically allowed us to touch them, because it is illegal when something is a threatened or endangered species to touch them or do anything that may cause harm to them or change their behavior. So we got to do something that people don't normally get to do. I personally wasn't the one to grab either the two turtles that my group got. Eh, was I scared? I don't know. I probably would have required some peer pressure to go and do it, but yeah, I didn't do either of the initial grabs. You were still like, because once a person would have taken the initial grab, then everybody would help like grab a flipper, and we would flip it upside down, put it on a tube, and bring it in, to then go get stuff done on it. So I was still like, everybody's still helping with the turtle and whatnot. But one team would be out doing that, while another team was at the beach ready to get all their gear as they come in, and all the other teams would be going around the beach doing PR, public relations, to let everybody know that we were doing, so nobody would like freak out that we're grabbing turtles out of the water, because it can look pretty bad. Especially because local culture here as well, and respecting the Aina and the all the animals and stuff. It's important for people to know what we were doing, so doing that as well. But yeah, we bring the turtles in. They'd get sort of like a health checkup. If they already had tags, we would mark down the tags. If they didn't have a tag, we'd tag them. There's only 2 new turtles we only brought in 9 the whole day, and only 2 of them didn't have tags. Tag them, and yeah, they would just basically get checkup and measurements and whatnot, just a bunch of data sort of stuff by the biologist guy. And yeah, if they had any fishing line or anything stuck around them, they'd get that off. It was sad because there was one that had fishing line around its flipper, and it was really, really bad. It cut down, and you could see the bone. I didn't see it. I saw a video of it afterwards, actually, but because I was out doing PR stuff. But there was blood everywhere is what I heard, and it was just eek. But they got all that stuff off of it, which was good. But they said they might end up still losing the flipper because it was so cut down. But they're hoping it'd still be fine. But yeah, turtle tagging, super awesome experience. By the way, okay, sorry, but I totally want to check what I got a text. Okay, but yeah, so that was a super awesome thing that happened, turtle tagging. Another thing that happened legitimately the weekend after that was I went on a field trip through the same program basically, and went to a place here on the island called Kiholo Bay on the other side of the island, Kona side, tourist side, and it was a bay that had fish ponds. So it was on private land owned by the Nature Conservancy. So people also don't normally get to go there, and we got to go spend from Friday night until midday Saturday. So sort of it was a camping trip. Went and stayed in tents there, and so there was fish ponds there, and what we did basically was work to not help restore them, but help keep them, I don't know what the word would be, going. I have no idea what the word would be, but basically, so the first thing we did was overnight we took oxygen readings of the ponds overnight to just basically monitor them and see what's going on there. They've been taking data on that. So my group did 11 p.m. or something, but that was super cool because it's super dark. There's no lights around. Obviously, it's camping. By the way, I did not know there are scorpions here, which is man, out of all the things people had to bring over as invasive species, scorpions, come on now, come on. And that's over on the desert side too, so it really was just reminding me of just Utah and camping outside, but oh, watch out for scorpions, you don't want those. And they've centipedes and millipedes here as well, and those hurt when they bite you apparently. Haven't been bit luckily, but yeah, so bit, stung, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, took the oxygen readings, and then the next day was a work day, basically, where we would do stuff for the ponds. So it was just volunteer work, and we took out a bunch of invasive species We took out Kiave trees, I believe. I'm not going to look it up. Yes, Kiave trees. Basically, trees with Kiave. I don't know why I feel like Kiave. I just feel like that's the wrong word, but it's like Kiave fruit, right? Kiave fruit. Yes. Yes? I don't know. It's one of those brain fart things where a word starts being weird to you. It's like, wait a minute, is that the word? But Kiave trees that have Kiave fruit, and they have really, really big thorns. And I'm talking like, so if you're like religious at all, and you know like Jesus and the story of Jesus with the cross and the crown of thorns that were supposed to be like huge 4-inch thorns sort of thing, it was like those sort of thorns. I mean, most of them are like more like that big, so like I don't know, like 2.5 inches, 3 inches, but they were brutal thorns on these trees. So I was like, everybody, well, if you had protection, you were fine, but like a lot of people getting cut up and stuff. I didn't get cut up too much. I was helping with those, and my shoes had super thin soles, and I kept stepping on branches, and the thorns kept stabbing up in my foot, and one of them got in there like really deep, and so then that's when I like quit, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do a different group, because there was different groups doing different things. One would be getting the trees, another one would be like putting it in the container, another one would be doing some other stuff. So yeah, I just went and helped with a different group. That was also another awesome experience. Camping trip. I got to stay up super late in the night, you know, around the fire, play some ukulele, hang out with people. Super awesome. It's just kind of sort of stayed intense. Didn't really get any sleep. The next morning before we started the workday, me and a group of people went out, and there's a lagoon there, super cold water, and took a swim at like 6:30 in the morning. It was very cold. But yeah, so that was awesome. Another schoolish thing. And then I'm also joined a club called the American Cetacean Society Student Coalition, mainly American Cetacean Society, ACS. So basically, cetacean is just a scientific word for whale or dolphin. Whales slash dolphins, they're in the same sort of scientific classification. And so it's basically like a club that is about whales and dolphins and doing stuff to learn about them, research them. Yeah, it gets opportunities to do stuff with them, which is cool. And so the thing that I just did recently with that group was we went on a whale count, which basically it's more of a boring version of whale watching and more data stuff. So just went to like a beach and basically for a few hours watched like all the water and watched for whales to pop up and mark it down on like a data sheet. And so we only saw two. I personally actually didn't see either of them because I was like, you know, you're watching the whole area, the bay basically, to look for these whales to breach somewhere. And so I didn't see either, but did that as well. I really got to put together, there's something called a CV. It's basically like a scientific resume, and I really need to put that together. It's actually one of the requirements for that class I was talking about earlier, the Marine Option Program seminar, and put all these things on it, get that started, because it's super important. So that is pretty much all the school stuff that's been going on. Obviously, with the coronavirus and everything right now, ACS isn't going to be meeting up anymore. Oh, shoot. I didn't even mention, yo. And so then, extracurricular activity-wise, on the side of all that shenanigans, I'm also part of my school's a cappella group, which is super cool. We're called High Notes. So, you know, official group thing. We got like 15 people. There's auditions and stuff. I went through all the auditions. I don't know how I haven't mentioned this in a vlog before. I think I haven't, which is nuts. That means it's been a really long time since I did one of these. I hadn't been a part of the group yet. But, yeah, part of acapella group. I'm a tenor, so if you don't know the different sections of like singing for a harmony, the main four are usually bass, lowest. A tenor will be above that, and that's kind of like usually the high end for guys. And then above that will be alto, and then above that will be soprano. So those are like the main four for harmony. My voice range is actually bari bass. Baritone is in between bass and tenor, and you can play games around that. And we did that, but they ended up editing and uploading that. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, nothing else has really been going on. The, you know, last semester I got good grades, so that's good. This semester we're going to see, but I'm not sure because, I mean, I have a feeling in one of my classes I'm going to get a C, which is unfortunate. It's interesting because last semester I felt like I had more credits and I was struggling a lot more. And this semester I have less and it feels a lot easier, but then I've also been struggling more with grades this semester. So maybe it isn't easier and I've just been slacking. I don't know. I'll still be good. We're good. We are A-okay. But yeah, I got accepted just barely, legitimately like an hour ago for a credit card. So I have a credit card now, a Discover card. So that's cool. Never had a credit card before. My dad just kind of was talking about it. He's like, "Yo, you need to build credit because that's important for the future." And I was like, "Okay." He ended up, like, he did all the work. He was the one that did the application and filled it out. And then they just called me. They're like, "Okay, here to verify stuff, blah 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 blah." And you got accepted. It's like, "Oh yay, okay, cool." So that's cool. Start building credit. Other than that, I didn't tell you guys my whole shenanigans that happened with my car. My car basically was going through some problems there for a bit. It was really annoying. Had like a loud beep that kept going on whenever I'd drive, tell me pull over, thinking the roof was open because it's a convertible, right? But it wasn't. It was just like a sensor. So I had to get that fixed. Transmission also broke for a second. The transmission didn't actually break. The fluid leaked out of the transmission. We didn't know there was a leak. We'd filled up the fluid before, but it slowly leaked out again, so transmission stopped working. So I had to fill that up, fix the leak, fix the roof beep thing. My roof doesn't go down anymore, which is kind of big sad, but, you know, it rains here constantly anyways. Got all that fixed, and right now it's got a check engine light, which is annoying, so I gotta, like, figure that stuff out. More shenanigans. The car battery's keeps, like, going dead, so there's something draining the battery even when the car's off. I gotta figure that out as well. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. And that was a whole lot of stuff. Just a rant for about 20 minutes. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff that's going on in my life. And now we continue on with coronavirus fun. Yeah. I don't really have any too big thoughts on that. That's just sort of like, well, it doesn't super affect me. I just would hope to not get sick to spread it to people that it does really affect, because 'tis dangerous for older people. So yeah, I don't want to waste time just sitting here thinking of stuff that I could also tell you guys, because I don't think I have any more. But yeah, kind of just big sad because quarantine stuff and not a lot of people to hang out with, but that's chill. And hope y'all are all doing good, and hopefully I'll be able to do some more ukulele videos or just update you guys more on life more often. If I think of any more stuff I didn't tell you guys, maybe there'll be another life update or something. But yeah, that is all I got, and I'll see you guys in the next video.